500 million naira valued NSE data center was commissioned. What is the unique value proposition it brings to the market operations from NSE?
Okay. The data center, or a robust data center built to Uptime Institute's Tier 3 standard, actually brings a lot of value to the market, because a data center is basically the foundation for any digital services that any organization runs. So people with smartphones know about apps, people who work in companies know about PCs, the internet, networks, data, all of those converge in a data center as it were. So the reliability of those services is actually a function of the reliability of the core data center. By building a data center to very high standards, the Tier 3 standard, for example, guarantees that the uptime of the data center will be 99.982%. So what that means is that there's only like 1.6 hours of downtime allowable in a year. That's the way it's been built. So you have redundant components, redundant power routes, redundant data routes, redundant equipment, for cooling and all the other things that happen in the data center. So that way you keep the time to the highest possible, the uptime to the highest possible limit. So the value add for the market is that you have a market that can run smoothly, transparently, and gives investors more confidence about the operations of the market. We do have cloud capabilities, and our cloud, we already have 50 brokers who have subscribed to those cloud capabilities. It's obviously, as anyone would expect, best in class. Our cloud hosting capability is well managed, gives alerts when required, allows individual firms to configure their systems, but more importantly, the data that is actually being hosted on our primary cloud environment is replicated in real time to the backup cloud environment, which is 25 kilometers away from our primary environment. So that gives assurance at a number of levels. It gives data assurance, integrity assurance. From a security perspective, there are 7 levels of physical security that you have to come over to actually get in there. And of course, from a, if you like, digital security perspective, we've taken all the appropriate precaution that you can take. As you know, the exchange also is perhaps the first exchange to have the ISO 27001 2013 version, which defines information security, ISO standards for information security.
In terms of the people that were engaged to do this service, what was the competence level, and was there some level of local content involved in this development?
Yeah, the firms are obviously all local, and we're very proud of that. A lot of our partners have worked really hard over the years with us to develop fantastic solutions. One is broad-based. Broad-based is ran dark fiber to over 150 stockbrokering firms, and it's allowed them to be able to trade at the convenience of their offices, scale up their businesses. So a lot of the businesses they're local businesses, but we have to be realistic that from a comparative advantage perspective, we still do not manufacture most of the parts required. So most of the parts, unfortunately, are still foreign, and we hope as Nigeria transitions over the years, we'll actually get a content balance, but the companies are local.
Finally, this was commissioned by the Minister of Science and Tech. How does this galvanize the efforts of growing science and tech sector in Nigeria, which is critically looked into now to diversify our economy?
We think innovation is extremely important if we're going to diversify our economy, and we think that innovation has to be powered by science and technology. And science and technology comes in all forms of shapes. So you have the techies, techpreneurs. You have agripreneurs. I was at IITA last week, and they're doing some fantastic stuff, which actually would translate into what I see as biotech in the near future. And the ministers talked about some of the other innovations in industrial technology that they are doing as well. We think all of these converge together. The exchange is positioning itself as the exchange that will enable the next wave of entrepreneurs and will provide, if you like, the right financial structures for them to achieve their dreams and their reality. So we think it's important to bring the Minister of Science and Technology here, perhaps to buttress that point, but also to commence the broader conversation about innovation in general, and the Nigerian Stock Exchange being the home destination to help promote those homegrown innovation.